Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. So thank you guys for clicking on this video. So this is another episode na parang podcast. Well, technically it's like a podcast, but now ang topic natin is more of postgraduate internship. So this video is more of tailor fit sa internship na pinag-participatean namin, which is in Cardinal. So it might be more specific sa mga nag-intern sa Cardinal, but we will try our best to somehow talk about internship in a more general aspect para lahat ng mga interns or future interns is makarelate din sa aming mga pag-uusapan. So, yung mga guests natin for today ay nasa waiting room na. So, let's start this video na. I would like to introduce, I would like them to introduce themselves. So let's start with Yella. Go ahead.
Hi everybody, I'm Yella. I graduated from FEU and also a postgraduate intern from Cardinal Santos and a newly licensed physician. Yay!
Okay, next, Ange, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ange Principe, former graduate of University of Santo Tomas and PGI from Cardinal Santos and Dr. MD. Woo!
Yay! So I would like to congratulate them both then because they already passed the physician licensure exam or the PLE. So congratulations sa atin for making it this far. So, ngayon guys, let's first define kung ano ba yung postgraduate internship. Like, before going in postgraduate internship, ano yung mga nasa utak nyo or what are their preparations before going to PGI-ship? Let's start with Ange.
Okay, so coming from clerkship in UST, so we had two rotations, which is one is public, which is Jose Reyes, and one is home base, which is UST. So I both had two backgrounds of private and public. So I decided, okay, what's PGI? So it's either I'm gonna think should I study first? Because PGI is the time that you have to balance both studies because you're preparing for your physical licensure exam. At the same time, you want to rest period, kumbaga, parang ganun. So I decided to go private, which is Cardinal. And what I expected, well, they said it's relatively chill because it's private. At the same time, I wanted to expand more on my socials. And yun, I had no regrets in choosing a private hospital.
Okay, so ikaw naman, Yala, ano yung mga naging considerations or preparations before going into PGI-ship?
Hi, yeah. So, okay. I chose Cardinal Santos because I wanna be if you're applying to they say if you're applying to a residency program, you should be like at the back of your mind you consider whatever institution you will be applying for in your PGI ship. And then yeah, as Ange have said, na you it depends on your priority. If you wanna study for the boards or prep for boards, other would tend to go to private institution than go to the public ones. So yeah.
Okay, so yun, halos lahat ng mga sinabi nila, it's more of them considering private hospital kasi nga it's more of like building connections and at the same time, kailangan mo kasi talaga ng time for yourself and also for you to have a review for your PLE kasi technically hindi naman natin alam naman ng lahat yan for those who are in internship na talagang iba yung schedule ng government and iba rin yung schedule ng private. Talagang mas toxic sa government kasi lahat din naman ng nag-clerk lahat ng opportunities pwede silang mag-private and government at pwede silang mamili during this time. So as they've mentioned, yung pag-apply for the institution na pag-PBGI ship, so yun yung sinasabi nilang LEAP or I don't know if ENIPS pala. ENIPS yung parang website kung saan parang you will apply for three institutions, pero choice mo yon. You could opt to like choose only one. Kung talagang gusto mo lang tong specific na institution na to, like for myself, isa lang yung pinili ko talaga, which is yun nga, Cardinal. Kumbaga, it's more of your choice kung talagang gusto mo isa lang yung a-applyan mo or pwedeng tatlo para mas marami yung chances mo na mapili dun sa mga ano na yun. Para for example, may fallback ka just in case na hindi ka mapili dun sa number one choice mo. Okay, so ayun, sinabi na rin naman nila yung kanilang mga preparations for PGI ship. Kasi technically, hindi na rin namin masasabi na mag-break kasi at least like 1 month lang ata yung gap between the graduation or clerkship and then internship. So talagang diretso agad, sabak agad, directly after clerkship. Okay, so with that being said, let's begin with the rotations na aming pinag-ikutan during internship. So our first rotation in Cardinal was community medicine. So ano yung, like before going into this rotation, ano yung parang ina-expect nyo or preparation nyo? So let's begin with Yella.
Yeah, so in community medicine, it's a lot different with clerkship kasi in community medicine, you're like the doctor talaga dun sa barangay. So per health center, isa lang yung PGI. And you're lucky enough if there's consultant. Yeah, a consultant who's there to guide you. But if there's none naman, you can do text referral if you don't know the case. But most common kasi, you will experience a lot of common cases like pneumonia, fever, cellulitis. And then, doon ko natutunan like to know talaga yung CPG, yung ganyan. So, you have to read on those like tuberculosis. Those are very common cases in the community na we should all know by heart. Yeah.
Okay, so how about you, Ange? Ano naman yung mga kailangan na meron ka? Like for example, the materials or even the equipment na kailangan na meron ka during the community medicine rotation.
Okay, so back in clerkship again, since it's our first rotation, it was very different from my experience in clerkship. Kasi nung clerkship, kailangan namin mag-vital signs. Kami mismo yung mag-vital signs. As in, talagang full history, tas you have to endorse it to your resident. So like what Yella said, you alone ka dun sa barangay mo, and in our institution, we get to be rotated to different barangays. So parang 1 week, minsan less than a week. So yun, so different experience, different interaction regarding sa patients. Especially, I enjoyed much yung sa barangay health workers. So, I got to interact with them. Minsan, pinapakain pa nila ako. And, depende sa'yo eh. Like, ako, I really like interacting with them. So, binibigyan nila ako ng yung lunch, like munggo, ganon. Tapos, mga galunggong, if you guys eat that. So, yun. Hindi naman ako ma-arte doon. So, parang, okay, I get to be connected to them at the same time with my patients also. Tapos I remember may isang time sa isang barangay, parang it's a specialty for animal bite. Pero biglang may pumasok na mukha siya nag-heart failure. Eh, syempre first rotation mo yun, tapos hindi ka confident. And then you're using a license of the consultant in charge of that barangay. Tapos parang ako, anong gagawin ko dito? Like, manas na yung feet niya, both feet. So yun, parang it builds your critical thinking. At the same time, parang courage na, okay, dapat may reason ba't mo nire-request yung labs na to. At the same time, it's a community. So you can't request all the laboratories kasi syempre they're very limited sa funds. So yun yung mga challenges, but at the same time it was a very good experience kasi nga you get to be alone and parang at the same time you're accountable in whatever you request for.
Okay, so ituloy na lang natin din yung train of thought ni Ange, no? So for you, Ange, ano yung pinaka-memorable and would you like give a certain rating for this rotation from 1 to 10?
Okay, so for me it's a 7 out of 10 kasi yun nga, besides dun sa you get to build your own confidence, which is I think important as an individual, as a practice also, especially if you're going general practitioner. Or not just, let's say, pag residency pa rin, the end of the day, kailangan mag-isa kang magde-decide eh. And may reason ko why. So, dun ko na-build yon. At tapos, yun lang. Siguro, walang continuity of care lang. I didn't get to see my patients because I only have 1 week and then I have to transfer again to another barangay. So, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, how about you, Yella? Anong rate mo for COMED?
Yeah, COMED for me was really fun. Kasi in terms of like schedule, it's kasi yung COMED namin is 7 to 5.
7 to 5, yeah.
Yeah, and it's only Mondays to Fridays, and then you have a weekend off. And then I really enjoyed it. And then, so I think it's a 8 over 10.
Okay. So, yun. Matataas ang mga ratings na binigay nila for COMED, ano? So, for me naman, like, COMED is, dun mo nga, sabi nga nila, Ange and Yella, na dun mo mafe-feel kung ano talaga, what it's like to, like, practice in the future as a, like, if family med, yung kunin mong profession. So, makikita mo talaga na they're really outpatient-based. Sobrang, when you see the patient, usually there are chances na they will not come back anymore kasi yung treatment na binigay mo is already enough or suffice na yon for the yung pinunta nila na sakit. And also, ang good thing with family medicine and community is from pediatrics up to geriatrics, ma-handle mo na talaga sila. So, doon mo lang din mafe-feel kung mas feel mo ba talaga yung mga pedia, mas feel mo yung like adults, or mas feel mo talaga yung outpatient setting. Like, hindi mo talaga feel yung hospital setting. So, it's a major rule-in factor for you kung gusto mo talaga yung ganong klaseng schedule. So, kaya gets ko din kung bakit they will give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And also with this having our first rotation, na-experience talaga namin agad na nag-level up yung aming hierarchy sa medicine. Kasi from being clerks na we're just being handed over like responsibilities, ngayon talaga feel na namin as if may license kami. So that's a really good starting rotation for the internship. Kasi later on, mag-hospital na kami, I know they will really share this, talagang nagkapa kami kasi from a community jumping into hospital. So now, let's proceed with our next rotation, which is internal medicine, a major rotation. So, ngayon, let's ask Yella. So, ano yung mga naging preparation or expectations even for IM in Cardinal?
Okay. So, in Cardinal kasi, so from clerkship also, I've transitioned kasi from, we've experienced government hospital in RNC. So it's a very different kasi you don't have EMR there. So our number one problem is transitioning from paper to the EMR, to the computerized system. And it was very hard at first. Like, you have to be very familiar with everything. But once you get used to it, I find it very, parang mas madali siya. Kasi just one click, everything, the labs, you don't have to look for other papers na everything's there. So everything, the doctors are there. So also in IM, I think one thing that really it's really high yield from IM is they taught us how to endorse properly, especially in endorsing patients or in talking to the consultants. So they're very particular. They will teach you how to endorse it properly. Yeah.
Okay, so how about you naman, Ange? Like anything na kailangan meron ka parate during the IM rotation?
Yun din. I thought kailangan ko ng pang BP and pang O2 saturation. As in, sobrang complete we have this med kit, if you're familiar. Yun, nandun lahat ng mga BP apparatus, thermometer. Tapos, yun nga, and another transition yun, yung pala kailangan lang namin ng stethoscope. Tapos dun ko na feel na, okay, like, doctor talaga ako. Talagang, tapos besides the transition, because I'm not really a techie person, my group mates know that. So, I had to adapt sa EMR, which is sa computer. Doon lahat yung laboratories, you don't need to go to the physical chart and check it. Tapos, I remember my first rotation was ER, or emergency agad. So, yun, I had to learn to quick history taking kasi coming from clerkship, sobrang haba ng pag-history taking mo eh. So, this time kasi ER siya. So, kailangan maging mas selective ka sa questions mo and you have to be really fast. So, thankfully, my residents that time and my, dalawa lang kasi kami sa ER eh, sa isang post. So, my partner that time was also adjusting but at the same time, click naman kami. So, teamwork talaga. And then, IM rotation coming from ComMed, syempre, it's our first hospital. So, you get to interact with the nurses also and I'm really happy that the nurses in my institution is really they're very accommodating and they will teach you, especially kasi like pag ICU cases makikita mo, so syempre hindi ka pa familiar sa mga machines, pwede mo silang i-ask. And then yun, I remember this one instance na I was the first one to endorse to the chief or the training officer. Tapos that time, parang pre-res season pa yon. Tapos, nangyari, di ata alam nung training officer na intern lang ako. So, I had to endorse a patient coming from night duty pa the next morning ng 7 a.m. to everyone, in front of all residents and my co-interns and the pre-res. Tapos, tinanong ako ng mga questions na as in, like, oh my God. But yun, I managed to, na-survive naman. And that time, I felt like I was endorsing to a very scary professor. Pero, yun like what Yella said, nakakatuwa na you have those little times na you feel like you're a resident, but at the same time, you're still an intern. You get to ask and you get to learn. Yun.
Yon. So, ayun nga, sabi nga nila, it's more of like a test on your theoretical knowledge with regards to medicine in general. So, dun mo nga makikita na talagang you're already an intern. Kumbaga, you're in the middle of being a clerk and then a resident. Technically, ang difference mo lang with the resident is this time, pwede ka pa magkamali, pwede ka pa magtanong, and pwede ka pang matuto ng marami pang mga knowledge from your resident and even your consultants. So, for you, Yella, is there any memorable moment for you during the IM rotation?
I think for me, yung IM, sobrang fun kasi yung ER talaga. Kasi sa ER, ikaw talaga first hand. You will be the first one to see the patient. Ikaw agad yung pupunta to interview. So, doon ma-feel mo talaga na doctor ako. Ganyan. So, maboost yan yung confidence mo. And at the same time, you get to experience a lot of variety of patients rin kasi. So, and variety of patients and relatives na you have to deal with, not just the patients but also the relatives as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, ayun nga. Yeah, go ahead, Ange.
Parang, yun nga, kasi nakakatuwa lang na your residents are, parang they trust you even if intern ka pa lang. And then we were trained to introduce ourselves firsthand. Bibigyan kami ng small paper ng nurses. Tapos firsthand, pag-introduce ka na, hi, good evening or good morning, I'm Dr. Principe. So, dun pa lang, parang you get the confidence na, okay, I'm introduced as a doctor, tapos naka-white coat kami, naka-long sleeves kami. So, they don't really recognize kung resident or intern. Pero, so far naman, wala nagtanong sa akin na parang, I need a doctor. Wala namang ganon. So, I think you get to train also your communication skills then. And also, in addition pala, may memorable lang kasi yung code sa amin, parang first hand talaga interns. So, yun, parang I remember yung first death ng patient na nag-code kami. So, parang dalawa lang kami that time na nag-code. Tapos, syempre pagod na pagod ka. Tapos, dun talaga, iba yung nakita mo na, oh my God, time of death, ganyan. Parang, nakaka-trauma, pero at the same time, wala. It's part of your journey as a doctor.
Yeah, so, ayun nga like, during rounds as well, parang, you're with a resident and mafe-feel mo talaga na parang technically you belong to the team, and they even ask you kung ano yung mga nasa tingin mo na magandang i-add sa mga medications, and then you will feel good kapag nasama yun talaga sa, for example, when they're referring to a consultant, tapos narinig mo na yung mga sinadjust mo is consider ng resident na kausap mo. So, malaking bagay din talaga yon. And also, yun nga, sabi nga nila na with the residents in Cardinal, talagang feel mo na wala namang superiority na resident sila, they're a level higher than you. So, dun mo mafe-feel na talagang pare-parehas lang kayong gustong matuto and gustong makatulong sa mga patients natin. So, now, let's give it a rating. Yela, what's your rating for IM?
Yeah, I think 9 out of 10 kasi ang dami kong learnings talaga. As in like, yung mga cases na yun, while you review during the boards, maalala mo siya. So it helps you to review a lot easier kasi you remember the cases you see at the same time what you're reading. You, parang at the back of your mind, ito yung nagawa. This is what happened to the patient. So yeah, it's very helpful.
9 out of 10. Wow. Okay, now, Ange, what's your rating for IM?
9 out of 10 also.
Okay.
Maybe because the residents
Yeah,
got
the residents.
close to me. Like, pwede mo silang gayain na, syempre professional pa rin, pero outside the hospital, you get to really talk to them. Minsan, nag-iaya, mag-inuman, ganyan, syempre. Tapos, actually, medyo budol siya. Pero yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, tama nga yung sinabi nila. Malaking factor din talaga yung environment in general kapag nag-rotate ka sa ano na yun. Especially yung mga residents doon, sobrang babait talaga. And talagang tropa-tropa din talaga sila. So, malaking bagay talaga for your considering residency kapag dun sa institution na yon, maganda yung training, maganda yung environment. Malaking role in factor siya if you really want to pursue that training program. Okay, so now let's this rotation is like December and January. So this is like transitioning towards the next year. So it's OB. So for you naman, Ange, ano yung mga naging preparations or expectations for OB as a rotation?
Okay, so OB kasi, I never really liked it. I mean, I like studying it, honestly, kasi maganda yung foundation and how we were taught back in med school and clerkship. Kaso, I had this little trauma regarding it. Kasi parang, I mean, if you're in the med field kasi, malalaman mo na medyo may attitude yung mga OB, ganyan. Parang ako, I'm a medyo chill person and I learned through parang you get to ask questions. But then luckily in Cardinal, yun nga, masaya yung mga residents kasama and I got to ask them. Pero I really don't like yung lalo na yung labor watch. Kasi
labor watch.
Yeah, labor watch. Parang ang tagal. Parang minsan like 12 hours ako nakahawak lang sa tiyan ng mom. Tapos walang nangyayari. Pero nakachika ko naman sila. Pero yun lang, parang for me, it's not my thing. Yun. Tapos, also, I think, another experience also is, kasi OB is not just yung mga anak it's also surgical. So, may mga gynecologic cases, mga cancer patients na parang tinatawag na tinatanggal yung mga uterus nila, ganyan. So, that was the first exposure for us sa surgical. So, doon, you get to see then yung mga consultants also, they get to ask you. Pero ano naman, not like sobrang deep naman. Parang yung learning pa rin. They advocate learning pa rin. So yun. Yun yung experience ko sa OB. And I didn't have Christmas that time. I celebrated Christmas, which luckily wala naman ng anak. So pinatulog kami. So yun yung masaya.
Yeah, so yun nga during this time, December, January, so nasa holiday period yung OB namin. And technically, we are opted to choose, kasi may freedom naman kami actually to make the schedule. So choice namin yon to talk within the group kung ano yung gusto naming schedule for that time. So thankfully naman, halos lahat naman kami nakuha yung gusto naming schedule dates. So, ikaw naman, Yela, what do you think yung mga kailangan alam nila or even like things na kailangan alam nila? Kasi sa FEU, di ba, like for example, yung Doppler, kailangan natin provide for that. So, ano yung mga kailangan nila during the OB rotation in internship?
Yung sa internship namin, everything kasi meron provided in Cardinal, yung mga pang Doppler, and then the machine. So madaming machine kasi dati we had it in our public hospital before. Onti lang yung Toco machine. So it was really a hard time kasi ang dami may monitor na buntis, tas dalawa lang yung gumagana. Pero dito kasi like, ang ganda kasi per room, you have your own Toco machine, tapos then fully equipped naman with everything. So it's really nice to have that. And then, dun ko na understand paano magbasa ng CTG.
Yeah.
Yeah, as in like, tuturuan ka talaga kasi ikaw yung halos buong duty ka nagmo-monitor doon. Siyempre, babantayan mo talaga. Matututunan mo magbantay ng mga decels, ganyan. So, you'll be the first one to report. And then, they would ask you for updates of the patient, like, ano na nangyayari with the contractions, or we will read the contractions. And then, doon rin, kasi yung generally OB for us was super eventful kasi it's December and then January. So it's at the same time of parang toxicity with fun kasi andyan nga yung mga Christmas party, yung New Year celebration. So lahat naman kami, celebrate kami ng Christmas and New Year sa Cardinal, which is also fun kasi you get a lot of food. It's a lot of perks kasi daming nagpapadala ng food doon. And then, for OB kasi, it's one of my rule-in also. But during that, yeah, rule-in ko rin siya doon. And then, it was really fun and eventful kasi during that time, yung group namin, 3 lang kami. Ako, si Kenny, and si Kyle. So, we would, as in like, sobrang toxic. Ewan ko, bakit ba? Parang, madalas toxic yung nangyayari sa duty namin nila Kenny. Yun Tapos, it's just fun naman kasi we get to enjoy it. At least, I think it's also with the company you have. Kasi parang after kasi ng toxic duty namin, the next morning, may thing kaming 3 na after endorsement, sabay-sabay kaming magbe-breakfast together. Yeah, and would buy. Our group name is Tortang Talong kasi we love torta.
Kaya shout out sa'yo, Kyle. I know you're watching. You're always watching some of my vlogs. So shout out sa'yo. And also the entire group 4. Ayan. So, ayun nga, no? So, majority ng mga iikutan mo during internship, ito na yung last chance mo to have your rule-ins and your rule-outs. Kung talaga surgical lang gusto mo, sige, surgical. Or clinical lang gusto mo, sige, go. Pero malaking factor talaga na you're doing it twice para talagang ma-make sure mo kung talagang gusto mo siya. Kasi mahirap kapag during clerkship, wala ka pa talaga ma-rule out or rule in. At least sa internship, give it a chance kung may mga rule in, rule out ka talaga. So, yun nga, with OB, talagang stressful environment, alam naman ng lahat yan. And also, yun nga, may mga notions talaga na pag sinabing OB, yung mga residents, may mga chances na masungit or minsan may chances na talagang it will na hindi sila masyadong nakikipag-interact. May mga ganong mga notions. But good thing with Cardinal, halos lahat talaga ng residents walang mintis. May chance talaga na maging tropa mo sila kasi they're really nice. And lahat sila dumaan din naman din kasi ng internship. So they really know kung ano yung feeling ng isang intern. Na syempre marami rin talagang magtatanong pa during this time. Syempre kakapa-kapa pa eh. Siyempre, this is our first surgical rotation then during this internship. So, marami kami hindi pa alam na mga rules sa OR, ganyan. So, at least, talagang ginaid naman din nila kami. Kasi wala na kaming problema sa EMR eh. Naka-adjust na kami during IM. Pero pag sa OR, syempre ibang rules and regulations na siya. Which is ma-apply din namin sa mga later rotations.
I think yung Kenny, parang one transition din in terms of preparation pag OBS yun nga. Kailangan mo ng extra scrubs, kailangan mo ng Crocs kasi syempre yung sterility. Then yun, you kinda have to review regarding like besides yung sinabi ni Yella na yung Toho kasi syempre ikaw yung first na makakita sa patient if nagde-decel na. Meaning, medyo kailangan ipa-sideline mo yung patient, yun. Kailangan mo i-review yun. Tapos, siguro basic hand washing na rin kasi papascrub ka. So, at least yun man lang and a little bit on the instruments sa surgery. Kasi ginagamit din yun. So, yun, makaka-help yun sa OB.
Yeah. So also one more thing, yun nga mention ni Yala, yung chance na possible na konti lang kayo as a group, 3. May chance din naman na marami kayo as a group. So it's a matter of team effort kung paano niyo siya i-strategize, kung sino yung papapasukin niyo sa OR or kung sino yung labor watch niyo. Kasi there are chances talaga na mawawalan ng tao. Like for example, pati residents nasa OR na, may ginagawang procedures, mawawalan ng tao sa floors for you to, kasi during this rotation, rin kami, we're given the chance to go sa floors and monitor the pregnant patients. So, kailangan may tatao rin sa floor. So, yon, meron kami OR person, labor watch person, floors person. So, marami ring ganap yung floors person. I will not mention some of the things, but yeah. So, okay, now let's receive rating. I forgot. What are your ratings for OB rotation? Let's start with Ange naman.
Mine was 6 out of 10.
Wow, 6.
Yeah. Kasi I got well, 4 naman kami sa group, pero I feel like kasi medyo toxic din yung rotation namin. Tapos di kami nakakatulog. Di ko alam bakit. Yung iba nakakatulog. Tapos, di ko sure if kayo ata kapalitan namin or what. So, since
may time.
Yeah. So, since toxic sila, kasi nga may pre tsaka may duty. So, I don't know which one, pero I feel like pre kami nun. Tapos, duty sila. So, parang nauubos sila. So, nagiging, for my group, very, okay lang, sumalo. Pero nangyayari, parang di namin ma-feel na pre kami kasi parang papasok na kami, ganyan. So yun, na talagang matitest din yung teamwork mo and yung camaraderie along your other group. Not just your groupmates, but with the other group as well. It's a 6 kasi I guess I didn't like OB talaga. So, yeah. But again, it was fun. I mean, because of the residents and with my co-workers, si Joey, si Jerome, tsaka si Leo. 4 kami. So, doon naging close ko din sila. Mas nakilala ko din sila.
Okay. So, 6 si Ange. How about you, Yella?
Okay, mine is a pretty bit biased kasi rule in ko nun yung OB talaga. So, it's a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, but kasi it comes a lot of, parang I really enjoyed nung nag-duty kami like with OR and then to the floors, tas yung in general, everything. Pero you get to learn a lot kasi kahit yung pre-rest namin noon sila doctor, nagtuturo rin talaga. So, ang dami kong natutunan yun doon. And then, yeah. But also, patient interaction kasi doon, yung mother, as in, buong duty mo, kasama mo, as in, ang dami niya talaga mapapagkwentuhan. So, like, parang, you get to be close and you have established the rapport with the patient. So, yeah.
Okay, so, ayun. So, 6 si Ange, 9 si Yella. So, it depends talaga kasi if you really feel the rotation, talagang iba yung perspective mo going into that rotation. Meron din namang iba na ayaw nila going into this rotation kasi ayaw talaga nila yung topic, ayaw talaga nila yung subject, or ayaw talaga nila yung dealing with this kind of demographics. Pero during the rotation itself, may mga nag-iiba din talaga ng kanilang mindset towards it. So, ito na, patapos na yung first half ng aming rotations. So, now let's proceed with yung going hand in hand with OB, which is pediatrics. So, let's begin with Ange. Ano yung mga preparation or expectations mo for pedia?
So, for pedia, it was a good transition for me. Kasi, well, I like kids, cute kids. Pero yun, dun ko actually at first naisip ko din pedia kasi masaya pedia. Pero preparations, yun, I feel like you have to, ginawa kong wallpaper yung red book ba yun? In fairness, ginawa ko siya wallpaper kasi I think you really have to know yung RR, which is respiratory rate ng patient, kasi yun yung isa sa pinaka dapat makita mo firsthand when you're doing physical exam, especially when you're ER. Tapos it varies kasi from age to age. So dapat alam mo siya. Tapos syempre history taking wise, again, it's different. Syempre pag kid, you have to review on yung birth history ng patient, and not just that, pati maternal history. Minsan mag-heads ka pa pag 11 to 18, tama ba? If I'm correct. 11 to 18 years old yung patient. So yun, important yun. And then, pati pag-compute yung holiday CGAR, I think it's one of, I know we don't like math, most of you don't like math, but it's one of the basics that you should know. Kasi kahit ba resident yung mag-order, dapat as a soon-to-be general physician, it's one of the things that you should also know kasi hindi ka naman pwede mamili ng pasyente pag lumapit sa'yo. Tapos, besides that, patience, kasi syempre yung bata iiyak. So, kailangan makuha mo yung loob niya. Tapos, syempre, lalaruin mo siya. Tapos, what else? So far, yun naman. And then, with pedia experience, kami naman yung minority group. So, tatlo lang kami. And then, again, I don't know why, but we got a little bit toxic kasi we had this rotation called NICU, which is a newborn ICU. So, you get to catch babies. Yun, you also review on yung maturity level ng baby kasi ikaw baballard scoring doon. So, at least, although, pwede mo naman i-print, pero I feel like it's a practice na rin for you to know and to assess the baby. Tapos tuturuan ka din kung paano. And then, I got to catch the baby mismo. So, that was fun.
Okay, so yun nga no. So kumbaga with pedia rotation, lumibot kami with different we have ICU, wala kasi silang like separate na pediatric ICU. So pedia patients sa age na beyond the neonatal period, they will go to the ICU floor. So parang there's a certain area naman for the kids. So also we have our ER rotations then for yun nga na-mention ni Ange yung NICU. So we have the opportunity to assist catches. So yun yung mga kumbaga parang bumalik ulit kami sa labor room and delivery during this time. Kasi syempre, yun nga yung maganda rin na OB and pedia goes hand in hand with our rotation during this internship kasi familiar na kami with the place and alam na rin namin yung mga kailangan naming isuot, kailangan naming i-prepare. So at least mas prepared na kami during this time. So, ikaw naman, Yela, ano yung pinaka-memorable na experience mo during pedia rotation?
Memorable, I think, in general, I love the rotation kasi I was with my friends, my brothers, life brothers, sila Gas, sila Ian, sila Josh. So, I thought kasi at first na parang mahirapan ako kasi all boys, tapos nun, parang baka magugulo. But hindi, kasi at the end of the day, we all work together. Tapos sobrang gaan ng pedia rotation for me. And then sobrang fun niya rin. And at the same time, kasi during that time, pag duties, most of the time, like 80% of the time, you get to talk to the parents talaga. Kasi since you're handling kids, not all kids naman are in the right age to tell whatever their chief complaint is, ganyan. So, you get to history the parents talaga. Tapos noon, yung ER talaga sobrang fun niya for me. Kasi, pero at the same time kasi, you get to handle not just the parents kasi dadating sila yung parents as in sobrang anxious. So, you help to calm them down. Parang dun mo matutunan na yung like, paano ka makikitungo when in times na parang heighten yung stress or yung emotions nila. So, yun. And then, sa pedia namin, madami kasi kaming parang cases or like parang reporting. Yeah. So, high yield yun for me. And then, especially yung mga vaccines. Yeah, get to memorize and master it there. Kasi lagi at lagi during endorsement, tinatanong yun. So, at this age, complete. So, you get to memorize everything. Tapos nun, yung kasi meron rin kaming rotation na we would go to this community of kids, yung mga orphanage. So, yun rin, na parang gets to touch you at your heart na parang, with these kids na parang everyone's, blessed talaga. Ganyan.
Okay, so ayun, more of na-expound naman din ni Yela yung mga yung mga iniikutan namin during the pediatric rotation itself. And yun nga, dealing with parents, malaking bagay talaga yon during pediatrics. Kasi hindi mo sila pwedeng salubungin din ng heightened emotions. Kasi syempre, sila, nagpapanik na sila eh. So what you need to do is to approach them in a calm way para and make sure din na ipa-feel mo sa kanila that they know that you know what you're doing, para they're confident enough na nasa safe hands yung kanilang mga anak. So yun nga, same din, it's high factor for you to consider pedia during this time kasi sobrang healthy ng environment ng pedia, sobrang mababait ng residents, na sobrang to the point na parang kahit toxic siya, nagiging chill siya kasi sobrang babait ng mga residents sa pedia. And malaking factor din talaga yung teamwork during this time kasi same lang din siya with IM na you handle a lot of patients. Well, comparing the census with IM and pedia during this time, mas marami pa rin sa IM, but dealing with pediatric patients is a different kind of difficulty naman. Kumbaga, magkaiba talaga sila. End-to-end spectrum yung IM and pedia kasi different demographics. Iba yung treating a patient na adult and treating the patient na pedia, na pati yung yung parent din. Kailangan kasi you're addressing the pediatric patient, at the same time alam mo rin sa parent kung paano mo ipapatuloy yung kumbaga continued na treatment at home pag na-discharge na yung patient. Okay? So now, let's give it a rating. So let's start with Ange. Ano rating mo for the pediatric rotation?
Oh, I like it. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow. Okay, 9 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Kasi,
okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, one memorable lang, like I got to, kasi 3 nga lang kami, diba? Tapos yun yung time na yung si Jerome nagkasakit. Tapos may rule kasi na dapat may matitira talaga sa ER. So I had which is si Kent. So I had no choice but to be alone sa floors. And that time parang may mga catch pa kasi dapat magkaiba kasi yung post na yun. So kalawin ng tao. So parang, oh my God, mag-isa ako. But yun, na-feel ko na resident, semi-resident, kasi ikaw lang talaga. And then, 9 cause of learnings yun. Parang I really learned so much kasi yun nga, may reportings, tapos may instance pa na we had to present the case of our own. And then we had 3 consultants to ask us questions. So yun, very high yield and very applicable to yung pag mag-practice in the future.
Okay, so ikaw naman, Yala, what's your rating for pedia?
For me, overall, 9 out of 10 rin. Kasi, I get to enjoy it with the company as well. Like, yan, sila Gas, sila Ian, sila Josh. Since sobrang na-build yung bond namin together. Tapos yun kasi, parang every duty, parang ang bilis kasi ng pedia for me na hindi mo na naramdaman na 2 months na pala yan. Ganyan. And then, yung residents nga. As in, you get to be friends with the residents. Sobrang close. Everyone's super friendly. Even the consultant. It's healthy. And it's healthy talaga. Healthy yung learning. When you get to ask, parang hindi ka matatakot magtanong. Ganyan. So, kaya siya. Yeah, 9.
Ayun. So, mataas. Mataas yung binigay nilang ratings for Pedia. Kasi yun nga, malaking rule-in factor talaga siya. Kasi maraming checks sa Pedia rotation. Environment, residence, workplace, duty schedule, kahit 24 hours sila, mafe-feel mo na parang ang gaan lang. And talagang, kumbaga it will lighten up the duty schedule. So, yun nga, sabi nga ni Yela, parang hindi na feel na 2 months na pala yung nakalipas tapos na kami with Pedia. So, ganun siya kasaya. Okay? Kaya gets ko din kung bakit 9 yung binigay nilang grading for Pedia.
So, Dr. Kenny, what's your grading?
Yeah.
Well, for me, for Pedia, it's a 10. Kasi talagang,
Wow.
yeah, it's a 10. Kasi during this time, I was the leader. Like, parang may mga liaison officer, parang ganun na yung tawag sa iba't ibang institution. But during this time, I chose Pedia kasi before going into internship, Pedia talaga yung gusto kong i-take. So, malaking factor siya na hindi nawala sa rule-in ko yun kasi maganda rin yung environment ng Pedia sa Cardinal. So, kumbaga, it's still in my, it's still in my options. Pero it's there. It's there pa rin naman. So, it's 10 for me. Okay, so, thank you for that question, Miss Ashley. Okay, so now let's proceed with ito, guys. March. So, parang pa-summer period na. And ito na yung time na, kasi with, I'm sure sa UST meron din na electives. So, during this time, parang elective period siya. So, mga na siya, minor rotations. So, we had only four minor rotations here in this institution. So, we had neuro, anesthesiology, rehab medicine, and radio. So, let's begin muna with neuro. So, let's start with Ange. Neuro, ano yung mga naging, in general na lang din tayo, yung pinaka-memorable, kailangan i-prepare, and ano yung mga expectations mo before going into neuro?
Okay, so, sa last question with the expectation. So, kasi one of my rule in before yung clerkship, well, up until now is neuro talaga. So, I told myself na, okay, this is the time na I get to, not everyone loves neuro kasi. Yung iba iniiwasan yun. Pero ako parang, okay, interesting. Kasi back in my pre-medicine, very connected siya sa neuro. So, sabi ko, sige, I'll engage. As in, medyo kukulitin ko yung residente, ganun. Like, para akong tuta, ganun. But then, I guess, with their schedule also, I didn't get to have much exposure. Like, sobrang onti lang. Pag floors, pag grounds. So, doon medyo nakulangan ako. Although, we have this called BAT, yung brain attack team. So, yun, parang pupunta ka sa emergency, mga ER cases, and then, they call yung BAT. So, i-announce yun sa buong hospital. Tapos, yung neuro fellows, in Cardinal kasi they call them fellows Neuro fellows or residents would go there. So, yun, parang ako, sige, tapos parang hindi ko sure, parang ako lang din may BAT. Parang iba. Tapos hindi ko alam gagawin. Pero luckily, yung chief res was yung kasama ko that time. And she was really, parang na-inspire ako actually nung how she moved. So, a little bit of na-refresh ako dun. One of the things that you should read on, I guess, is yun nga, how to do the neurophysical exam, kung paano makikita if yung stroke yung patient. At the same time, ano ba yung parang window period from door to door, mga ganon. And CT scan as well, kung ano yung makikita pag hemorrhage, anong rule in, rule out, ganon. So, mostly mga stroke yung nakita ko. And mga TBI or traumatic brain injury. So yun, maganda if i-brush mo yun. Tapos reflex hammer, I guess that's the that's the bread and butter rather of neuro. Tapos we only had 1 week kasi, and we had I think 1 or 2 night duties, which is relatively benign, I think, at least for me at pag floors. So plus I think meron pa tinatawag na MMSE, right? So, yeah. So yun, you get to assess patients also. Tapos kasama ko, si Yelo ba kasama?
Ako.
Ata, yun. So may experience, may time kami na, hindi ko alam kung ilang taon na yun, mas matanda na. Tapos may dementia case kasi siya. So, wala. Parang nung una, syempre parang, sige, gawin, parang, okay, interns do this. So, parang, sige, punta kami. Tapos sa 7th floor pa yun, so VIP yung floor kasi na yun. So, sabi ko, yala, samahan mo ako, ganyan. So, ginawa namin yung ano. And then, doon parang na-feel ko, kasi medyo may ano din ako sa matatanda. Tapos kami ni Yela, parang na-awe kami kasi yung lola, parang nagdo-drawing, like she was really trying her best to vocalize whatever we're letting her read and then write, and then parang wala, parang na-touch ako kasi kahit despite her illness that time, she was really trying her best to recall, to test her memory long term and short term. So yun, at that time na feel ko na okay, may doon na separate yung IM and neuro. So that was one of the highlights of my rotation.
Okay, so yon. Na-mention naman ni Ange noon, so natutunan niya during her pre-med. So yon, ang pre-med kasi ni Ange was PT. So talagang na-handle niya na yon during her pre-med, pero iba kasing level kapag nasa medicine na. You get to like know the pharmaceuticals and also yung mga imaging na mention naman ni Ange, yung mga CT scan, MRI. So ayun, since yun nga 1 week lang din kasi, so very minimal lang yung naging exposure namin with neuro as a rotation. So yun, with the entire minor rotations, 1 week lang halos. So hindi kami masyadong na ano din talaga doon na nakapag assist or nakapag participate. And even sa rounds, di kami masyado nakasama during this time. Okay, so now let's proceed with Yela. So I forgot to include in the list, pero OFTA. Basta OFTA.
Okay, so OFTA, it was also, pag nandun ka sa, when we rotated to OFTA, parang ma-rule in mo rin siya eh. Kasi during that time, I think we had this parang specific day, if your OR day. And then yung time na yun, I had like parang 39 PHECO patients, as in like, that's not very usual, as in like, basta during that time, kasi parang Holy Week, tas bagsakan ng patients that day. So, parang, grabe, parang, wow. I mean, like, ang daming patients, but mabilis lang kasi, PHECO, the next patient, PHECO. Tas doon, as in parang, nagma-marathon talaga ako sa OR, like, dumating na ba yung patient na to? So, I have to interview. Tapos nun, pagbalik, yung patient papasok na ng OR, so kailangan patakan mo na ng yung anesthesia natin. Yeah. And then wala, it was one of the rule-in sa akin kasi parang it's also high yield kasi doon namin at the same time pag OPD kami, kasi sa OPD parang isang tao lang sa amin is OR and then the rest is OPD. So sa OPD, despite sa dami ng patients, kaming group, kasi I'm grouped with Kenny, Ange, and then Leo, and then me. Tapos nun, we get to ask each other yung mga board-related questions, like during that time, singit namin to, magprint tayo ng, yung sa eye muscle, so minamemorize namin yun, tapos pabida-bida kami, but yeah, you get to, parang it's a fun experience yun kasi, and then you get to learn how to be fast as well during that time.
Yeah, so yun nga, mentioned by Yela yung pagmamanage ng time during this time. Kasi sobrang daming patients, hindi mo pwedeng mabagal ka. Kumbaga, visual acuity and yung history taking kailangan mabilis para kahit paano makater mo pa yung ibang mga patients. Kasi with OPD, madaming patients and mabilis lang yung flow dapat para hindi matatapos yung OPD time na nakater mo lahat ng patients. Wala kang namintes. And yun nga, isa lang naman yung kailangan talaga din during this time sa OR. So, kailangan majority ng group mo is nasa OPD para talagang full force kayo doon. Kasi doon talaga yung major bulk ng patients ng OFTA. Okay? So, next naman, let's proceed with rehab. So, Ange, anong masasabi mo with our rehab rotation?
So, with rehab, it's I think they just yung rehab program just started nung January and nag-start ata kami May ba? April, yung mga ganong month. So, I was excited kasi syempre parang, home court, ganyan. So, natuwa ako, parang na-refresh ako sa memories ng physical therapy. Tapos si Kenny kasi is also a PT, so I got to talk to him about different, and then si Yella and Leo also are really inclined to sports. So, sa group ko, talagang click kami pagdating sa rehab. And then, I had fun also kasi, although yung parang chair doon, department chair, knew about our background. So, we got to be asked a lot of questions, PT questions. So, yun, na-refresh naman siya. Mostly mga dermato, myoto, what muscle is this, ganyan. So, I think yun yung mga i-review nyo once you go through that rotation. Tapos, one of the exposures also is yung they get to inject, tsaka yung para ma-release
Yung PRP.
That one.
Yeah,
I think
PRP.
it's one of the good, relatively new intervention na para minimally invasive. So, yun, parang, may ganito pala. Kasi all we know is more of parang ultrasound lang or mga weights. Puro ganun lang yung medyo background if you're not really into physical therapy. So, yun, one of the new things na, okay, soon, magiging mas into research yun soon. Tapos, the residents also, especially the consultants, were really nice. As in, like, they really teach you kung ano yan, tapos i-explain you, tapos at some point, pag rounds, they try to ask you questions then na you get to learn and then you get to apply also.
Okay, so ayun nga, magandang bagay din talaga na yung pre-med ni Ange was really inclined to rehab in general. So yun, talagang every now and then maraming mga bagong improvements, bagong therapy, bagong treatments na na-open na sa rehab. So I'm really glad kasi during that time hindi masyadong patok yung rehab as a profession. So ngayon, at least as time goes by, mas nagiging napag-uusapan na siya, and hindi na siya yung parang takot yung mga patients na mag-research about it. Okay, so now, ikaw naman, Yela, what are your thoughts with anesthesiology as a minor rotation?
Anes was pretty high yield as well. Kasi parang sabi nila si Anes, drugs, ganyan. No, kasi as in, dapat maganda rin yung background mo with physio. Kasi parang everything umiikot talaga doon. Tapos nun, high yield rin. Kasi meron tayong mga, lectures pag afternoon.
Didactics,
yeah. There's a lot of didactics. Parang, madami ka rin matututunan doon. Kahit pang resident level siya, you get to, understand as well. So, yeah. And yung duty namin, kasi may sa OR yun eh. So, meron kaming parang, quota, na parang, by this, may ginawa rin ako nun, pinag-intubate rin ako ng consultant. So, like, masayang experience rin yun. Tapos nun, may time kasi na parang wala yung residents nun, parang may outing. So, kami talaga yung first hand, yung group namin. Tapos nun, parang ikaw talaga yung first assist dun sa sa consultant. So, you're not just there to stand or just observe, but actively participating talaga with anticipate what their needs, ganyan. And then, kung anong assist yung kailangan nila. Kasi pagdating ng patient, hook mo na agad, ganyan. Yeah.
So yun nga na-mention nga ni Yela, no? So, in general to hindi lang not only with Anes. With the good thing naman sa consultants ng institution na to was they're really looking for us. Hinahanap talaga kami mga interns kasi they're really willing to teach. Kasi alam nila yun nga, we're preparing for the boards. So, pagka nalaman nilang may interns na nag-observe, they really ask for your attention na, okay, sige ganito, give me the 5, ganyan, give me the fish behind this drug. So, parang they really expect you at the same to answer the right question, the right answer, syempre, pero they're also willing to teach you kung nagkamali ka man. Mga hindi sila namamahiya. Mas gusto pa nga nila yung nagtatanong kami. Kasi para alam nila na interested kami doon sa ginagawa nila or namin. So, yun yung maganda rin na yung consultants are not treating us na parang ano lang, parang background na parang okay, they're just here for attendance or whatsoever. Pero they're willing to teach. Yun ang pinakamaganda rin sa every rotation na inikutan namin. Okay, for this last minor rotation, I would like to ask you both. So ano yung memorable or ano yung mga dapat i-expect nila with radio as a minor rotation? Let's start with Ange.
Okay, so one of my rule out. Teka.
Agad.
Ayoko talaga na radio kasi medyo bulag talaga. Radio and PASA actually. Pero lang kasi yung PASA. So, yung sa radio, wala lang. Hindi ko lang talaga makita. Except pag buto. Nagigets ko siya. Pero, yun. And with radio, syempre, you have to know the modalities first. Tsaka, I think one of the pinaka-important na kahit ayaw mo is kahit ayaw mo siyang intindihin, pero important talaga is X-ray, especially chest X-ray, which is very, lagi siyang ginagamit chest X-ray and yung CT scan, I think. But for this rotation, that was 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. So it's divided. First week is sa radio room ka. Tapos, second week is sa nuclear medicine or interventional radiology. Yun, parang 2 to 3 days, ganun. And again, for my group, ano siya, sabay-sabay naman kami. So, kung ano yung nakita ng isa, nakita din ng isa. With radio, masaya si Doc Taiko. Shout out if you're gonna watch. Yeah, siya masaya naman kasama. And then with the other residents as well. As in they're gonna engage you also. They teach you and then ikaw mismo parang kahit ako personally hindi naman ako interested. Pero mapapatanong din ako kung ano yan. Kasi parang for me, pare-pares lang naman. Pero pag tinuro nila, yung pala yun. So yun. Yun naman yung experience ko sa radio na open naman ako na, okay, it's not as hard as I thought it would be.
Okay. Ikaw naman, Yela, ano yung masasabi mo with radio?
Okay, for radio, yeah. Parang, kasi it's my first, nung clerkship kasi hindi ako try ng electives ng radio. But since first elective ko ng radio, as in, try ko talaga to maximize everything. Kasi, during that nga, sabi nga ni Ange, yung mga modalities like chest x-ray, kung how would you differentiate kung whether may pneumonia siya, tuberculosis, which is very useful, I think, if you will go and practice whether or not, kung kahit anong specialty mo pa, I think you know how to read x-rays talaga. And then, for me, in general, yeah, I think it depends kasi I think radio is not for everyone. Like Ange said, for me, hindi ko rin siya kinonsider na rule in. Kasi I cannot read the imaging. Parang like, it's hard for me to understand. But, you know, I think sanayan lang. And if you're exposed to a lot of cases talaga, so masasanay ka rin. But kami kasi nangangapa pa nun. So yeah, it was hard for us.
How about you, Dr. Ken?
Yeah.
Well,
memorable experience.
Not me putting in the spot, but yeah, for radio naman, same naman with them ewan ko, believe din ako sa mga radio kasi they really have this special skills na talagang some of the radio, especially with the more training that they have, mas mabilis nila makikita yung hinahanap sa imaging. Kasi yun nga, for bones, yeah, same with Ange, madali na yun for us. Kumbaga may masasabi kami pag mga skeletal system. Pero pag mga like internal organs, it's really hard for us to appreciate it. Pag for example, for the residents, they already know kung ano yan. Like, ayan, may pneumoperitoneum mo. Sabi ko, saan? Nasaan po? So, yun. It's a good thing na na-experience ko rin yung radio as a rotation. Kasi same with Yela, hindi ko siya pinili as elective during my clerkship. So, yun nga. Maganda rin yung schedule ng radio. Pero yun nga may certain siya na pinipili lang talaga. Like for example, kung talagang radio yung gusto mo, from the start, yun na yung gusto mo eh. Hindi siya yung parang you will like it eventually. Kasi for me, ako, going into radio, alam ko na hindi ko siya gusto as a specialization. Kasi yun nga, hindi ganun ka keen yung aking eye, and yung attention span ko napakabilis lang. So, I think yun yung magandang factors na pwedeng ma-consider if you're planning to go to radiology. Not only the schedule, kumbaga it's more of the skills talaga. Kumbaga dapat may certain skill set ka if you're planning to go to radio. Yun lang. Sad nga lang, no? Nawala tayong patho din. Kasi interesting din yung patho sana for a minor rotation. Pero I hope soon, yung mga interns makapag-rotate din sa patho in the near future. Kasi I think ENT will be open soon. Ayun, at least kahit paano, it's expanding na yung mga minor rotations na choices natin. So now let's proceed with the last rotation, no? So this one is between June and July. So this is the last hurrah for us interns. So medyo papalapit na rin yung preparations for boards during this time. So let's start with surgery. Okay, so now let's first ask Yela, ano yung mga preparations and expectations before going into surgery as a rotation?
Yes, okay. So, eto kasi sabi nila sa in their PGI, like sa Cardinal, ito daw yung pinaka-toxic. But for me, wala. Ay, hindi siya, at the end of the rotation, I consider it one of my rule-ins, despite the toxicity talaga. Kasi, ito yung may pre-duty from ka. So, pre-duty namin starts at 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then, yung duty naman namin is 6 a.m. until 12 the next day, noon.
12 noon.
12 noon the next day. So, 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Pero, may Cinderella hour kami na 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. Like that. And then, afternoon. So, pre-duty and then from ka na. And then, doon, lucky yung group namin kasi we were ones na parang madami yung members. So, I think 5 kami. So, ano na yun? Lucky na yun kasi sa dami ng kasi you get to isang tao sa ER, tapos nun yung the rest are floors and OR. So, everyone talaga, lalo na pag pre-duty kasi kami, lahat kami is OR. OR ka lang talaga. But if duty ka is floors ka and ER. So, pag floors ka, if kailangan ng tao ng pre-duty, papasok yung mga duty sa OR. Kasi, which a lot of the time naman, nangyayari yun. Kasi, ang dami talagang ang dami talagang cases, surgery, na everyday na kailangan talaga saluin ng duty people. So, despite the toxicity, kasi ikaw lang yung first na mag-a-answer ng call ng nurses. Kasi we have this surgery phone. So, yung surgery phone nasa amin. So, lahat ng concerns ng floors, ikaw mag-handle. So, at first, ikaw muna yung, Henny, like, tayo muna yung kunyari kung anong kailangan ng nurses. may make sure muna namin na kaya namin. If hindi na namin kaya, we would ask the first year resident, ganyan. And then, at the same time, kasi parang during that time, may buddy system kami. So, we had this buddy, Doc Ban. Doc Ban, shout out. Yeah. Doc Ban was very hands-on sa amin nun. Kaya, I think hindi rin kami nahirapan sa surgery kasi tinuruan niya talaga kami. And then, yun. It's very, high yield for me as well. Kasi lahat ng residents namin, tinuturuan talaga kami intra-op, pre-op, post-op, paano may monitor, paano may handle yung patients. And ER is very fun kasi nagsisuture rin kami, ganyan. Skills-wise, yeah. A lot of skills.
So yun, well lahat naman ng ginagawa namin talaga kasama yung resident. Kasi baka some of you are asking baka kami lang gumagawa or something. Pero lahat yun, may kasama kaming resident. And lahat yun nako-consult namin with our seniors. And yun, guided naman kami. Okay, so next naman, ano yung pinaka-memorable, pinaka-memorable na experience mo sa surgery, Ange?
Okay, besides exposure sa mga ORs, to be exposed also sa CABG, which is a coronary artery bypass graft case. Yun, I got to touch an open heart, as in beating heart. So parang, wow, feel ko mag-thoracic surgeon. Which is hindi, kasi sobrang tagal. Pero yun. Tapos si Doc Pan was really wanted me to be engaged. So, naka-suture din ako sa OR mismo. So, nakakatuwa kasi yung mga little things, little stars na experience na makukuha mo, na parang feel mo, ang galing-galing mo. Wala ka talaga alam. Pero yun, masaya. And then, sa rounds din, magagaling kasi yung residents sa Cardinal. I mean, I'm not, hindi ako nagpo-promote, pero at least based on experience, magaling silang lahat. So, yun, talagang besides dun sa how they do rounds quickly, efficiently, dun nakakakita na, oh my gosh, gusto ko maging ganun pag ako na yung resident. Maging ganun ka-quick, ganun ka-efficient, ganun ka, yung decision-making intraoperatively din, kahit medyo nag-50-50 yung patient, nakakakita ka na, yung galing, yung presence of mind nila, di ko alam paano, pero ang galing. Yun. Tapos, for me, actually, it was despite the pressure, because everyone's studying that time. That was June, July, and with our schedule sa review center, they started July. Tapos kami, with my group mates, wala talaga kaming aral. So, alam mo yun, besides the first time ko din mag more than 24 hours. Actually, first time ko mag 24 hours. 30 hours, actually, na tuloy-tuloy. Tapos nakakatuwa kasi akala ko di ko kaya kasi hindi ako night person. Pero I was really happy to I got to experience that 2 months. And I think I was able to endure that because of my group mates. Like, I swear, I love my group mates so much. Yun. So, yun, pinaka-memorable din yung kahit pagod na kami, tulog kami ng 2 a.m. Tapos kailangan namin magising ng 5 a.m. Kasi ikutin mo talaga lahat ng patients mo, yung niskrinoban mo, kakatok ka, tapos surprisingly gising yung mga patients. Tatanungin mo, okay, nag-flatos na po ba kayo? May nakakain na ba? Nakumihi? Yung mga ganong questions. Tapos the rest, upon morning endorsement, andun yung mga chief, andun yung 5th year, andun yung chief residents. They will get to see how are you gonna endorse, and you feel like you are already a resident when they expect you to report all findings. At hindi mo pwede i-fake yon kasi alam din nila na, ba't sinabi mo ganyan? Hindi mo pala tinignan. Tapos, yun, ikaw din mismo yung, with the guidance, ikaw mismo magtatanggal ng stapler, if ever, ng patients, tapos magpapalit ng dressing. Yeah, dressing. I remember may isa akong, si Kenny naman kasama ko doon. That time kasi, July, was her graduation picture. So, syempre, duty kami that time. So, syempre, naka-ayos ka, naka-makeup ka, ganyan. Pero, we had to go and attend to duty ka So, kailangan mo agad. Tapos yung surgery phone, dami ng notification. So, kailangan mo nang bumalik agad sa duty. Tapos, nakatawa kasi yung patient, as in, basta siya, breast case siya. So, syempre, malala na siyang breast case. So, you really expect kahit ba lagi mong kami yung in charge maglinis ng sugat. Tapos, tawad-tawa ako kasi, di ko napansin, pero nakaayos kami, tapos nag-clean ni Kenny, tapos paglabas, parang, wala, itsura namin, parang nakaayos, parang kami consultant, kasi nakaayos kami. So, yun. Tapos, syempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng pakita sa pasyente na mabaho. Pero, you have to be professional in cleaning, kahit pa sobrang na yung amoy, dapat talagang with care mo siya gagawin kasi in pain yung patient So, hindi mo pwedeng pakita yung ganong aspect kasi as much as possible, you have to empathize on whatever they're feeling as well. Kahit mabaho na yung nakikita mo or kadiri na yung nakikita mo. So, yun yung fun dun. Tsaka, I think talaga, I'm really happy I got to experience that surgery bonding with Melchi, with Jerome, and the two of these guys.
So, yun. So, mukhang talagang save the best for last ang nangyari sa rotation namin na to. Kasi, ang nangyari, parang lahat kami, since nga, nasabi nga ni Yela na indoors talaga sa amin na toxic ang surgery sa institution na to. And, sinabi naman, kumbaga, alam na namin, napaprime na namin yung sarili namin na magiging toxic talaga. Pero yun nga, having this kind of system, group na talagang suportahan and talagang tulungan, talagang it will really make it easy yung journey talaga. And yun nga, sabi nga nila na mafe-feel mo talaga na parang resident ka na Like for example, kahit yung mga nurses, nalilito na sila kung resident ka ba or intern kasi parang ganun sila ka-confident na parang resident ka na talaga. And they treat you na talagang parang ka na, ready ka na sumabak sa ganitong stage ng buhay mo as a medical doctor. So, maganda rin na ito yung huli kasi alam namin in the future kung talagang ito ba yung para sa amin, yung having 24-hour duty schedule, yung, kumbaga malaking budol talaga kasi yung surgery malaking budol factor siya for us during this time kasi sobrang dami namin experience to the point na nakakabudol siya na i-take for residency in the future. Pero yun nga, syempre maraming mga factors pa na i-consider mo if talagang ipo-pursue mo yung surgery in the future. So, ayun, malaking factor talaga yung groups no? Malaking factor talaga yung mga kasama mo as sa internship. Kumbaga, if talagang may teamwork kayo, malaking bagay din talaga yon. So, with that being said, ano ba yung mga final advice natin sa mga interns? Not only in this institution, no? For interns in general, for incoming interns na nag-a-apply na. I don't know if this is the time or ongoing na sila. Or para sa mga interns na, future interns na mag-a-apply na, ano ba yung mga final advice sa kanila? Let's start with Yala.
For me, for those who would apply talaga to your parang internship program kasi parang 2 times a year I think kasi may mid-year tapos the regular ones. So I think if you're kunyari sa regular ones, a lot of madaming private institution talaga. But and the mid-year, it depends kasi on the parang availability daw ng hospitals. Yeah. And then, parang dito talaga papasok kung ano yung priority mo if you wanna focus on the boards. But in here, if you wanna go into government, if you wanna prioritize learning a lot of skills, being exposed to a lot of cases, which is also good. And yeah, I think it depends on you, on whether you choose to be on private or on a public hospital. Yeah.
Ange, ano ang yung advice for the interns? Incoming interns or ongoing interns?
Okay, so sa incoming interns, I really hope na before you choose a hospital, kailangan alamin niyo muna yung priorities nyo. Like what Yala said. Would you want to go to a public hospital where you want to hone your skills or to be more exposed sa skills. Or, at saka ang perks, ang alam ko doon is wala silang 24-hour duty. So, yun yung one of the considerations then. And, pag private naman, well, depends. Some has 24. At least for Cardinal, may 24 or may night duties. Tapos, why I chose naman private. Actually, at first, I wanted public. Kasi nga, gusto ko nga mag-skills. Pero I realized na I think depende din sa person kung paano mo i-expose yung self mo sa isang regardless if private or public. So, tapos inisip ko, okay, it's the only year I think na after med school, I get to choose my freedom kung saan ako. So, sabi ko, sige, magpa-private na lang ako. And yeah, that's why I chose Cardinal at least. Besides that, one advice, kasi minsan ako gusto ko kasi, I'm not sure if it applies to everyone, pero ako gusto ko kasi like, prepared ako lagi. And there are cases na, especially this year, I'm really happy na I got to learn how to breathe. At na parang, okay lang magtanong, kahit di ko alam, kahit feel ko stupid question, dapat mas better na magtatanong. Kasi it's the only year na you get to ask questions without any responsibility involved. I mean, you have responsibility to be an intern, and I feel like you have to go get all the learnings as much as possible, all the experiences that you can para ma-prepare ka in your physical licensure exam at the same time for your future patients as well. So yun, that's one advice. Huwag kang matakot magkamali, huwag kang matakot magtanong, huwag kang matakot mag-volunteer kahit wala ka talagang alam. Kasi at the end of the day, it's an experience for you. Yun.
Okay, so, ayun. So, grabbing both of their advice. So, more of talaga yung experience na meron ka as a non-licensed doctor pa. Kumbaga, i-grab mo na lahat ng opportunity, itanong mo na lahat ng mga pwedeng itanong para during this time, lahat ng learnings, magagamit mo kasi talaga siya for the board. Not only during the board exam, kapag ikaw na yung resident. Kumbaga, lahat ng mga natutunan mo during internship and even clerkship is ma-apply mo soon kapag ikaw na yung senior. Kasi, kumbaga, pwede mo siyang i-hand-me-down na sa mga future juniors mo na kapag ikaw na yung senior soon. So, malaking bagay din talaga na i-share mo yung mga nakuha mong learnings sa mga iba na in the future. So, good luck sa mga future interns natin, no? And also yung ongoing interns. I know you're already almost done sa internship process and konting-konti na lang kayo na ang licensed doctors. Kasama nyo na kami ng mga lisensyadong mga doctors and kumbaga yung mga plans in the future na gusto nyo ma-achieve, ma-achieve nyo na yan in the future. Okay? So, with that, I would like to ask the socials ng ating mga bisita ngayon. So if you have social media platforms that you want to share with us, kindly share it to the pod. Wow. So let's go, Ange. Anong mga social media accounts mo?
I only have Instagram. Ange Principe. E-N-G-E. Principe.
Okay. How about you, Ella?
I follow me at Yella Murillo, IG or TikTok or Facebook.
Okay, so don't worry,
Any
guys.
questions?
Don't worry. If you want to stalk them or whatsoever, I'm gonna put their social media accounts in the description box below. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video. No, so I know some of you are not just only interns. Maybe mga nanonood dito, mga medical students pa. So enjoy the process and just go with the flow and survive every journey with all of your group mates and kumbaga huwag kayo susuko kasi ang layo ng narating nyo you're the interns, konting kibot na lang lisensyadong doctor na kayo. So yun, thank you guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and see you to the next video. Bye.